go live now.
We're going live. We're live. We've gone live.
We
Live
are
now.
live.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Another spectacular day in God's paradise. He's opened the way. Absolutely. Good. What do we got going on today, Alia, Dr. Nelson?
Well, we've got the giveaway happening today. So hashtag KMT for, let's see, something special. Killed Self Electrolytes. And then we have Erin here. Oh, but we should say that Dr. Nelson has this 3 p.m. call for everybody on the coaching course. And if you're interested in doing the coaching course, we're taking enrollments for October 1st. Go to drkiltz.com to sign up. And we'll get you all prepared for October 1st.
And if you sign up now, you'll get all the preliminary workbooks and everything to start today. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
So
yeah.
Everyone every day can start signing up, get more information.
That's right.
KMT and carnivore is the way. Awesome. Well, welcome, Erin. How you doing today?
Thanks. I'm doing well. Just another day.
It's another day in paradise.
Yep. Woke up, so it's a good day.
Yes. But it is a dream. It's the most beautiful dream ever created, right? Somehow like that. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell our listeners and watchers around the globe a little bit about yourself and your carnivore story.
Okay. So my name's Erin, and I started the page Carnivore and Chic on Instagram. So I just go by Carnivore and Chic. And my husband and I actually started Carnivore in May of 2024. We live on a farm, and one of our contractors had kind of mentioned it to us. We were talking about losing some weight, and he was like, well, there's this guy that just eats meat, and you should try it. And so we kind of thought he was crazy, but I decided to go down a rabbit hole, and, you start with Sean Baker, Dr. Kiltz, and then you end up with Steak and Butter Girl, and you go just down the rabbit hole. There's so many resources. And so we both agreed to do it for, I said 90 days, and my husband said, that's lame. Let's do it for 100. That just sounds better. So we did it for 100 days, and we honestly felt so good after. He does more like 80-20 now, and I have to be more strict because my body just reacts kind of crazy. I've taken some pictures and posted them on my page. I get like eczema flare-ups now if I eat sugar. My face will just break out. And then I had an incident where I ate crackers, and I swear my knee was like swollen and hurt for like a week. And so it's just one of those things. The last year I've been kind of testing things out, but it never seems like it's worth straying off of carnivore. So that's kind of how it started. And I started the page just to kind of hold myself accountable and find some recipes in a community. And I also kind of picked the name because I feel like when you hear carnivore, you think like that kind of bro diet, like, like carnivore, manly diet. But I kind of just wanted to make it fun and girly. And that's kind of how I ended up where I am. And I actually heard Dr. Ken Berry, I think he was saying there's actually more female carnivores than males, which is really cool to hear. So I guess I was wrong, but that's kind of how the page started and kind of my journey. So.
Very good. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, please.
That's right.
What was your basic reason for shifting? What type of problems do you think you were having on a standard diet, and what type of things have you seen on this change? And what in particular are your things that you're focusing on eating?
So I have or had, I guess my labs have been normal the last 6 months. I had Hashimoto's. So, I went through periods of time where my thyroid levels would be terrible, and then they would be too high. And So they've been level the last 6 months. And then I also have epilepsy. So before I started carnivore, I actually talked to my neurologist. I've been working with him for like 20 years now. So I trust, his opinion usually. And I asked him about carnivore, and he said, I love it. He said, I have a lot of friends who eat ketovore. And he said, the only thing I would request of you if you're going to do carnivore is to add in an avocado every now and then. So I'm kind of curious your all's opinion on that. If I never really asked him why. I was like, sure, I'll do it.
An avocado?
Yeah, just like once every week or so.
Oh, I think Dr. Nelson is frozen. I think it's far better advice not being a doctor than saying absolutely you're not allowed to do carnivore. But I would curious what
an
Dr.
avocado is a fruit, is it not?
It is a fruit. It's not a vegetable.
And it's not, it's a plant. It's not fat. It's
true.
a toxic plant, in my opinion. Sure, you can have it from time to time, but again, it's not carnivore, it's ketovore. And my daughters would be very sick and potentially die from an avocado or a banana. And so again, it's the keto side of things. Keto's okay, carnivore's great. How much heroin will kill you? Small amount.
Yeah, I feel like one thing that carnivore really led me to the conclusion of is I have or had or whatnot a sugar addiction. And I kind of don't believe anymore with sugar, the whole like everything in moderation. I feel like that's not, we would never tell an alcoholic like, oh yeah, have a beer every now and then. Like you would never say that. So it's kind of one of those things. I feel like we know that sugar consumption, like it triggers the release of dopamine, like the same when you have like nicotine. And so it triggers like the reward pathway in your brain. So I feel like one of the things that carnivore's really done for me is it's like freed me from the sugar addiction that I had. And it has really like helped me not even crave sugar anymore. So I do love that. But
Are you having actually the avocado sometimes, or?
I don't have any reactions to it that I noticed. So I usually have one maybe twice a month. I'll kind of just mash it up and put it on, fish or chicken. I don't really put it on the grocery list. If they look good, cool. If not, I don't bother. Also, if they're like $5 a pop, I'm not buying them. So
ridiculous.
I know. That's another thing about carnivore that I've actually, I think everybody thinks it's really expensive. And it's really not. And where I've cut back to eating 1 to 2 meals a day, it's like you still save money, even if you did, just eat steak every single day. I mean, I think my husband and I probably eat ribeyes 2 to 3 times a week, but it's still cheaper because we're only eating once or twice a day, and that's all we're eating. So I did have a question for Dr. Kilt specifically. I listened to you on many, many podcasts, and I heard in one of them that you said you take 1 to 3 naps a day for 5 to 10 minutes. And I have got to know how you fall asleep so fast. And yeah, that's just got to be some sort of magic.
Well, do you ever say, I can't nap? Or it's hard to nap? Or you ever think those thoughts?
It's not hard to nap. It's hard to wake up.
But do you ever have thoughts about it? Oh, I can't nap. It's hard to nap, or I can't wake up. Ever?
Yeah.
Okay. I never think those thoughts. I sleep well. I enjoy my naps. I take 1 to 3 naps a day, 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 15, mostly 5 to 10. I just lie down and I go through my joy list, my gratitude list. I speak to God. Thank you, God. I love you. Thank you to all the people in my life, all the things in my life. Suddenly, I wake up. It's 10 minutes later. I often will set my 10-minute notice, but quite often I wake up like 30 seconds before it or a minute before it. And a lot of it, what I've learned is I actually just got a new copy of Mind is the Master for my studio here. If you have not read James Allen's work, you must. Think and Grow Rich, The Power of Positive. I mean, these guys, As a Man Thinketh, From Poverty to Power, 8 Pillars of Prosperity, and The Mastery of Destiny. And so I really, 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 really work on my thoughts and the language I lead with. And so I practice speaking always in the positive and the love side, never in the negative or dislike or hate side. And so we lead with language. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was, always will be God's Word, because God is us. And so that's how I practice that. And so I kind of went to bed late last night. I was doing a lot of work on some things, and I got up at about what was it, about 4:45, and then I took a 10-minute nap before I got on here. It was actually 9 minutes. I'm really good at it because I practice it. Look at lions and wolves. Look at dogs and cats. Are they running around all day drinking coffee?
No.
They nap a lot.
They're so lazy. No, they do nap it out.
They're not lazy. They're not lazy. Now, lazy is a negative phrase, right?
That's right. It's true.
You don't label. See, as you label anything, you label yourself, because the brain is only talking to itself, to God. And so you have to be very, very discerning about the words. And that's all you need to know. And the more you focus on the word is the way, and God's word is the way. Are you spiritual, religious?
I grew up Episcopalian and I was confirmed, and I have a lot of faith. I don't, it's kind of, I guess, ironic. I've never lived closer to so many churches and yet not consistently gone to church. So I have a lot of faith. I would consider myself Christian, but I do think, kind of going back to what you were talking about, living the word, I feel like our society has definitely strayed away from that. And Aaliyah kind of talking about the lazy and the negative connotation. It's like now there's this hustle mentality where it's almost like who's more tired and who's, taken less hours to sleep or rest, and like, let's go. And I feel like that's kind of, some people wear it as like a badge of honor now. And we've definitely stepped away from,
Judge not lest ye be judged.
Yeah.
There's only a few things you have to think in life. Love is the way. Always judge with love. Anything you chastise or judge in anything other than a loving way affects you in a negative way. Because the universe, there's nothing out there. It's all a mind game. And so I was raised Catholic. I became an atheist. I found my way searching for the questions and answers of who and what is God. I read a book called The 3 Magic Words, and the 3 magic words are I am God, because the simplicity of life is that you manifest the universe in your mind. And then I found my way to the Episcopalian church, because they love to sing, and but I consider myself a Catholic, essentially, what I was raised with. But really, I embrace all religions, all philosophy of love, kindness, generosity. And so that's kind of where I think. and the more we practice that, the more we'll find the joy of everyday life. So I love to nap. It's easy to nap.
I'm gonna have to practice that, because when I heard you say that 1 to 3 times a day, I was like blown away. And then 5 minutes on top of that. So
5 to 10 minutes, all you need. And I have a couch in every office I have. I always fly with a co-pilot because I love to nap. And I mostly drink just water. I sometimes have some coffee, decaf, but not very often. I mean, look at all of us. We're lined up on energy drinks, right?
yeah. I don't do coffee. I think part of it is my husband influences me a lot. I think we met during COVID, so a lot of just being together all the time, but he does not drink coffee. He likes to say he's all natural. And so I kind of just stepped away from coffee, because it's not fun to, make a pot and be the only one drinking it either. But
I do pods. Well, does he drive a car?
I'm sorry?
Does he drive a car?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Is that natural?
Yeah.
What does your family think about your diet?
I think it's one of those things. I got a lot of, that seems unhealthy, and have you talked to your doctor? And it's so funny now, because I have talked to my physician, obviously my neurologist, the avocado idea, but my physician is also completely on board. And
love that.
It's really made me look at even future doctors, and I found a new OBGYN when we moved, and I asked him about it, and I told him this is how I eat, and he was like, I'm totally fine with that and support it. So I feel like I've gotten a lot of comments, maybe that's unhealthy, but it's kind of interesting in the medical community. The doctors I have, they have no issue with it. And then I also feel like I've learned to meet people kind of where they are, because I feel like when I started losing weight, that's when some of friends and family were like, well, what are you doing? And it was like, well, I'm not really doing anything different. I'm just eating steak and eggs and salt and lots of butter. And they're like, no way. And so, I mean, I told them about my page, and some of them follow it. And so, I mean, they see what I eat. And I think when you just meet people where they're at and you don't push it on them, then they become kind of curious. And so that's kind of the way I've handled it. But I think most people have been like, as long as your doctors are good with it, they're just kind of worried at first. And now it's been over a year, and they're like, okay, so you're really doing this.
Now, I'm a traditional doctor. Dr. Kills is too, but I always find that curious. Do we need to ask permission from our doctor to change the way we eat?
I would say no. However, I've had epilepsy though, and I'm on medicine for that, and I have been for a while. That is something that I wanted input.
And that is very reasonable. That because if you don't know how it would affect you, but you also get from your neurologist, oh, that's probably the best diet there is for epilepsy.
Yeah, it's been, I don't know. I kind of feel like I listened to Sean Baker on Joe Rogan, and that was the tip of the iceberg. And then one thing I love about social media is that you don't have to have a degree in health or wellness to learn about it. And I feel like it's really made people take responsibility of their health. And, you can learn about anything you want to on the internet. And I mean, that's how I got started. And I have found this great community. And like I said, I kind of started the page just for accountability for that 100 days. And now it's been almost 14 months. and still going. So everybody's like
Congratulations.
sharing like recipes, and I was gonna ask Dr. Kiltz about your ice cream. I saw the recipe in the book with add a little bit of sugar, and I'm like, would it taste good without any sugar? Maybe just a little bit of vanilla bean, because I just feel like I don't want to add the sugar because I
You
know
don't have to. You don't have to. I've had it without. I've made it with just heavy cream and eggs.
it's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can it's your recipe to change in any way you want. Cream, eggs, you could pinch of salt, you could add vanilla, you could add some maple syrup, some honey, some berries, allulose, stevia, or nothing. It's all beautiful. Remember, what's the difference about the ice cream? It's high fat. See, is sugar our killer, or is a low fat diet our killer?
Well, I think it's our diet, but
It's
I mean,
a low fat diet. Reason is because if you're low fat, that means you're high protein, high sugar. Those are two things that require insulin and your liver. When you eat fat, it has no requirement for your liver. And most people, even carnivores, overcook their meat and they render the fat. Most people eat a low-fat diet, even carnivores, because they eat chicken, fish, turkey, beef, but they're not eating much fat. Avocado is not fat. It's a plant. And so I think our biggest problem is a low-fat diet. So a lot of cream, a small amount of sugar is not your killer. It's a small amount. And most ice cream is not made of full cream.
no.
Milk,
Right.
which contains a lot of sugar and it's low fat. You think about it. So that's how I look at it. And again, sugar is not your killer. A low-fat diet is. And most carnivores eat a low-fat diet.
I don't think that a lot of people realize that fat are like actually the building blocks though, and it's fuel. So I think there's this, at least I grew up, with the standard American diet, and it's like you hear that fat should be very sparingly, and we have this bad connotation with it. So then to kind of have that shift, it takes a little getting used to. And I mean, even me, I probably overcook, I guess, my steaks. I like the medium rare. I can't do the, cool.
Watch your words. Watch your words, lioness. If 50,000 years ago you didn't eat raw meat, you're dead because someone else ate your meat. Because no other animal cooks their food or waits for someone else to tell them what and how to eat. Are you a grass eater or a grass eater?
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
So ultimately, look at everyone's pushing a protein-rich diet, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, we're trying to add protein to cookies and cakes and all sorts of other stuff. If you go to the grocery store.
How is protein metabolized? It's broken down to amino acids. It's sent to the liver, and via insulin in the liver, it's converted to fat. Because if you do not eat fat or make fat, you're dead. Type 1 diabetics cannot survive without eating fat. Remember, pretend there's no insulin out there to take. That's why a keto concept, which is it's a really raw fat, and then a liver cirrhotic also is skinny, emaciated, because they do not have a liver in order to make fat. So again, these ideas are radical. but carnivore's radical, but a cooked meat diet is missing the point.
It's hard, I think, when you're, so used to something, I know.
But you said you do cook medium rare.
Yep.
Okay.
What's the cut of meat you eat?
I eat mostly strips, and I eat the fat or ribeyes. And then occasionally I like a good porterhouse, but a lot of ribeyes and strips. I think I listened to Michaela Peterson a bit, and she just would talk about strip steaks. So it kind of, when we first started, I was like, we have to get a bunch of strip steaks. And yeah.
What happens to most of the fat at the butcher?
Doesn't it get rendered or cut off or?
Cut off.
Yeah.
What cows are they breeding cows to be fat or lean meat?
Well, I guess in that theory, wouldn't they want to make them lean?
They make them mostly lean because the real movement is a low fat diet, but then they use the phrases healthy fats. And then they start talking about avocados and nuts and seeds, right?
Yeah.
Is that fat or fruits? Remember, fruit is the seed of the plant. Seeds, nuts, and avocados are all what organism wants their fruits to be eaten? Remember, the fruits that we eat are usually crushed or damaged in the sense that they're not going to go right through your poop, are they?
No.
I don't know. I question myself, all of it. But rare to raw fatty meat is really what you want to eat. A keto diet, which is also an anti-epileptic diet, is fat, not protein. And technically, you don't eat protein. You eat either animals or plants, right? And in every cell of every organism happens to be fats, sugars, and proteins.
Yeah, I was listening to, oh my gosh, I've listened to way too many hours of podcasts lately, but there was one podcast you were on recently, I believe, and I wish we were taught some of the things you were talking about. You were talking about how birth control pills and the first form of the abortion pills were actually like derived from plants. And this is just the stuff that I feel like a lot of people don't know. And when you were talking about it, I was like, wow, this and talking about carnivore and why plants are toxic, and like lettuce is nature's toilet paper basically, is just super, it makes sense when you start piecing things together, but it's not stuff that we're taught.
And then we talk about parasites in animal meat, right?
Yeah.
Which one? What parasite? I mean, where are the majority of the microbes? Are they in the plants or in the organ meats? Or again, muscle meat is an organ system technically. It's in the gut, and it's all over the plants, right? Piss and poop is all over the plants.
Yeah.
Is piss and poop inside the ribeye, inside it's inside the porterhouse?
No, and neither is all of the sprays that they're spraying all over the plants and fruits and all. So I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you start piecing things together, but I think it's really hard. And I have a hard time sometimes. I was at a wedding recently and I was next to somebody who was making a salad, and they were talking about how they were wanting to eat healthier. And I was just thinking, maybe don't make a salad then. But, I'm not at a point where I wasn't going to be like, hey, don't make a salad because that's actually like nature's toilet paper, but kind of thinking it.
It's we're so brainwashed with a propagandized, and we doctors are very we're diagnosticians. Let me diagnose your disease, and then let me pull off the shelf the pharmaceutical agent that will treat your problem. And by the way, a healthy diet is rainbow colors, lots of fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, and fiber, chicken, fish, turkey, but stay away from red meat because somehow it's going to kill you. And that's sort of the primary focus. And is broccoli and asparagus good for us? And if so, how come?
I think part of the reason carnivore was so easy for me is because I've never liked, broccoli, asparagus, like a lot of those foods, just because I guess I have never really loved vegetables besides potatoes. So it was pretty easy for me to cut out, like I don't have to have salad anymore. Like, heck yes.
And most people don't like salad, really. If they like the salad, what they very often like is the dressing on it, completely engulfing the dressing. But if they had to eat the salad by itself, many won't even do that.
You got to smother ranch first. You got to get the seed oils.
It's not really the salad, it's the seed oils. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do some questions now. I do want to say that I put into the chat the link to the last video from the Boston meetup, which is the panel Q&A. So if anyone wants to watch that, that's in the chat pinned, and you'll find it on Dr. Kiltz's YouTube channel. But let's do these questions. But first, I want to thank Pilar for a $6 or €6 super chat. Thank you. I think that's a euro. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, asks, I'm waking up every 2 hours. Sometimes I can't go back to sleep within sometimes I can go back to sleep within 15 minutes, but sometimes I'm waking up for an hour or more. I'm exhausted, but can't do nap during the day. Tried many things. Any thoughts?
Read, write, paint, pottery, poetry, music. We're alive in order to live and be productive. You can't sleep. God says, get up and do something. And ultimately, there's infinite things to do. And what other animal says, oh, I couldn't sleep all night? None. They get up, they're up. And essentially, we use language of well, woe is me. If I wake up at 2 a.m, I can't sleep, I get up and I do something. I take my naps. I rest well. I live well because I lead with language. Read The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And remember, your mind is the master, right? If I wake up every 2 hours, I'm joyful that I'm even awake. And then I go back to dreamland. And so, I mean, how many people get to work and what do they do on their breaks?
Smoke a cigarette, drink a coffee,
eat, right?
Yeah.
Energy drinks. What do you start your day with? Coffee, sodas, right? Energy drinks, right? Which, and then what are you listening to? And again, we're made out. Read The Secret. Read my book, Living Your Best Life. Get on Amazon. This is your best life. I mean, I got such a mess in my house. What do? I do my painting, pottery, poetry. I hang out with Dr. Nelson and Alia, and I hang out with you. I just get on alive. I just press the go live button, right? I mean, this is creativity, isn't it, Erin?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you have a book club? Do you do a book club?
Well, the answer is yes. I used to do my book club, but I haven't done it in a little bit, but we need to restart it. Right now, our book club is Carnivore Club, right, Dr. Nelson?
And the Kills Mighty Tribe Club. We got a whole club. It's called the Kills Mighty Tribe.
I mean, I would say, and again, I go for walks. I do an hour walk a day. I do my 100 push-ups a day. I do my weights. I love inspiring, and I'm putting together my talk for San Diego. Not sure what I'm going to say yet. But again, I lead with, oh, I'm awake. What do I do?
So you're going to be in Columbus I think next month. Will you be at
No,
that?
he's gonna be in Wyoming that day.
No, oh, actually, wait a minute.
You're not going to be in Wyoming.
Wyoming's canceled. I'm going to Ohio.
Okay, good. I'll let them know you're going to Ohio.
Well, wait, hold on. Just hold your horses, just in
I'll hold my
case.
horses, yeah.
Just in case. I might
I'll
be
be I'll be in Columbus.
Dr.
I'll be in
Nelson in Columbus.
Okay.
I will look and see.
Okay. No, I just saw you post that event and I was like, I should hop over there. I have not been to one of the meetups and
You need to go.
I would love to go to the one in Bozeman. I'm really sad next July 4th I'll be in Gatlinburg, but I really want to go to the meetup in Bozeman. But then I saw the one in Columbus and I was like, oh, maybe I should just hop over there. See.
You absolutely need to go. You're going to love it. It's going to blow your mind. It's so fun. You should absolutely go.
Okay.
And just doing this online, I mean, this is an amazing community that I feel so blessed to be part of. And whether it's keto, carnivore, whether you're a vegan, it doesn't matter. Vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, pescatarian, or carnivore, and we're all one community in this world. And we're learning different ideas. Read, listen, watch an idea you don't believe in. Listen and learn from opposite ideas and opinions like, whoa, that's kind of interesting. I don't know.
I think I listened to a podcast you were on and you debated, was it Simon? I forget his last name. I think he's a vegan, maybe.
Yeah, you did that podcast with Simon.
Oh, Simon Hill.
Simon Hill.
Yeah. But yeah, look at, I respect everyone's place they're at. And I'm not here to argue against you. Mother Teresa said, I will only foster ideas to grow, create, and never fight you for what you are. Paraphrase it a little bit. But ultimately, I was supposed to go there and debate. I said, listen, I will be glad to come and share my thoughts and ideas. That's kind of what I'm here to do. We're all here to share our ideas and listen and learn together.
Yeah, I think you could tell you were definitely trying to lead with love more than actually spar or debate. It was like, I'm going to share my, experiences and my ideas. And I totally agree that we definitely have to treat people with kindness and, also meet people where they're at. But I did listen to that too. And I found it really interesting. And so I've tried to consume, I guess, vegan content, maybe. That's about as much as I could really listen to. But I hear you're very busy, though. I've seen you on so many podcasts, and then you have all these book recommendations, and that's why I was asking about a book club. I have a book club I do with my dad. So I think I'm going to have him read some of the books you just listed with me.
What's your favorite book?
Right now we're reading Chris Voss's Never Split the Difference. He was a negotiator for the FBI. And so it's kind of just how to When he would be negotiating for hostages, you can't say like, oh, we'll just take one and you can kill the other, So it's kind of this idea of how to be more persuasive and negotiate more effectively in situations. So he has a lot of stories, and it's an easy read. It's an interesting concept, and bless you.
Sorry.
You're fine. So yeah, it's a pretty good book. I haven't finished it yet, but it is about negotiating and how to do that more effectively. So.
Terry Higgins on KMT writes, Dr. Kiltz, I admire and respect you greatly. However, I have to write that it's difficult enough to be that odd person who follows a carnivore diet. And eating raw meat and fat may be something you choose to do and believe passionately in. But honestly, I have no desire to do that. There's a limit to what I want to do in the name of optimal health. And it's not the words I choose about I can't eat raw meat, but I choose not to. I hope you understand that most of us just don't have a big enough why to go there. And I highly respect and love Terry Higgins' words. Each of us, we're all here to create our own space and place. And I honor everyone's space and place that they want to be in. So is that Erin, what is your favorite book in life? Do you have one? Is that?
Oh gosh. So there's one book that I read occasionally when I come across somebody that's interesting and I maybe can't quite figure out, and that's The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Oh,
And
interesting. Love
every
that.
time I read it, I learn something different. So I'm not saying it's my favorite book. I actually found it really, really hard to read the first time or two, but I don't think I've read any other book like, 5 or 6 times except for the Bible, but I've never read the Bible like start to finish, so I should do that as well. But that's one book.
Have you read The Alchemist?
I have not.
You must.
Okay.
Paulo Coelho.
Okay.
And Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl. The
Okay.
Shack, William P. Young.
You just have a lot of I feel like I have books for book club for the next 6 months at least. My dad just retired recently, so he's like been flying through them more than I have. And I'm like, I need to give you some longer books.
The trick of books is Audible. It's a real, the ultimately reading is not natural, is it?
No.
But our spoken and our stories that we shared around the fire or on our hunts and journeys, like the Bible, it's full of stories, right? That I imagine, again, for thousands of years, they were oracle. They were shared in a community like this, right? Although we're reading people's comments, but a lot of it was just we're listening to a story. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, kicked out of school in a gang, couldn't read, father in jail. That's my story. That's my basic story. But there are lots of other stories that come out of that for all of us, right? The Bible, right, is pretty radically amazing. All Bibles, if you think about it. We're but a story. Are we not?
We definitely are. I have to ask what part of Los Angeles, because I did live there for a while growing up. I'm a military brat.
Ooh. Silver Lake,
Okay.
Los Feliz, Hollywood.
Okay.
I work at Dodger Stadium. I worked on a Hollywood and Vine at the Broadway department store. I worked
wow.
at a boat launching ramp,
Mhm.
selling bait and pumping gas way back when I was 12. But right near, not far from Hollywood in downtown LA.
Okay. We lived in San Pedro. So
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, love San Pedro. We used to go down there fishing all the time with my father. And then Newport Beach, my grandmother lived in a trailer park, and we used to spend a lot of time there. And that was wonderful. I love Los Angeles.
I do too. It's definitely changed a lot though. I feel like every time I go back, I'm a little bit sad. But I still love it. The people there, I swear if I had like a fraction of the confidence that a lot of the people in LA do, I would probably be very dangerous, but in a good way.
Well, I mean, I guess you go back. What was LA like for 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago? Oh, really good book. 2 years Before the Mast by William P. Dana Point. That's a really good book.
I'm actually writing this down.
Yeah. I mean, these are great. I'm always looking for good books. If people have some really good stories, oh my God, oh my God, thinking story of the Wedding of the Waters. Also, coming to my brain's thinking. William P. Young, The Shack was a really great book. I mentioned that.
We have a lot of questions.
Let's go.
here.
Let's hit the questions, Doctor.
All right.
Go.
Rapid fire. Terry Smith, what are your thoughts on getting vitamin D on carnivore, especially in the winter? Thank you. Dr.
Fatty
Nelson.
meat.
Fatty meat.
Fatty meat. Go outside. There's sun in the winter too.
Vitamin D is in the fat. Vitamin D is in the fat of the meat. I researched that recently. Okay. Oh my gosh. I heard of muscle loss if doing more than 4-hour fast regularly, mainly women. Dr. Nelson, did you have any muscle loss with your 22-day fast? Appreciate opinions. Thanks, everyone.
There was some.
There is no muscle loss. It's fat use. Look at bears. They'll hibernate 6 months. They lose no muscle or bone mass. They build babies. Fasting does not cause muscle loss. Atrophy is caused by lack of use. That is it. If you're losing what you think is muscle mass, it's intramuscular fat. But ultimately, your body, think of your muscles like every organ system of your body. Your heart's not shrinking. Your liver's not shrinking. The fat is being used. The fat on your body is the building block and the energy source of your body always. It's the most important organ system of your body is your adipose tissue. That is it. If you think you're losing muscle mass, you're losing intramuscular fat. That's it. Next question.
Dr. Nelson, what was the last myth that was answered for you in health?
Well, the fat, the low fat is good for you, myth.
Oh, good. There you go. Glad you got rid of that one. All right, here we go. Jojo, I'm carnivore and have been suffering with plantar fascitis since May. This is really getting me down. I've been going to physical therapy and no relief. I've heard this way of eating helps heal it.
It did for me completely. I suffer with plantar fasciitis for over 35 years, on and off, not constantly, but it is not something that's going to kill anyone, by the way, unless you're having so much pain you trip and fall in front of a car or something like that. But it is a painful, very bothersome condition while you have a flare up. But I didn't even realize when the pain went away and I've never had it again. I mean, but physical therapy, two inserts, and sometimes an injection, if you have to, if you must. All these things help. Massage, acupuncture, try anything to get rid of the pain.
Carnivore,
Definitely.
fatty meat, fasting, and sometimes you have to rest the injury, give it time to heal.
Exactly.
Undaunted Courage, Erin.
Okay.
Undaunted Courage by Stephen Ambrose. And if you read Stephen Ambrose, all of his books, he's another amazing author. He has since passed, but all of his books are amazing.
What book, Dr. Kiltz? But you've been talking about a lot of books. So
Undaunted Courage.
no, but this was like from 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, he's mentioned a ton, but you get listen. This stays recorded. You can go back and
if
listen.
you go to Kiltz's Keto Carnivore, in the back of all my books is a list of books, and also drkiltz.com is a list of the books I highly recommend. The Alchemist.
All right, so got two more questions. Suvi Laidhold. Question: is it safe to eat raw unpasteurized cheddar cheese and deli meats while pregnant, especially in the first trimester? That's a Dr. Kiltz question.
I have no idea where those products are made. Right. So all I can say is that ultimately, evolutionarily speaking, I mean, I don't eat deli meats. I eat beef. You know, that's not a deli meat. And raw unpasteurized cheddar cheese, I have no idea where it came from, who made it. I can't automatically say yes, but so
there you go. Okay,
here
we go. Oh my gosh. Due to car accident injuries at neck, right shoulder, and right hip, most pain I can deal with, and I choose not to take drugs anymore. Biggest issue is nerve pain in those areas. Can carnivore diet heal nerves?
Dr. Nelson?
Yes. Unfortunately, well, yes, it can. Brain cells and all the neurons, the nerves are slower to heal than other organs. Liver heals very quickly, so different speeds, but yes, this is what we see.
Yeah.
Autoimmune diseases, nervous system diseases, everything related to the brain gets better.
All of it. So that's great that you said that right with this question.
Yes. Rare to raw fatty meat. The fat, it suppresses the microbes in the gut, which are the main cause of disease. Fermentation is deadly for us. A plant protein, low-fat diet feeds the microbes that flourish in the gut. And if you haven't read James Henry Salisbury's work, The Relationship of Alimentation and Disease, you'll get a better sense of it. The microbes are out to kill you.
There you go.
Erin, Ken Follett.
Oh, Pillars of the Earth.
World Without End, Pillars of the Earth, Ken Follett, magic. He's
so
amazing.
you talking about the gut microbiome is actually why I, over the last few months, have tried to go from eating twice a day to once, because of the damage to the gut every time you eat. So I Some days are harder than others, though. It's for
well,
me.
well, again, what one meal a day or less is probably the best thing for us. Eating less frequently allows the body to heal, and it reduces the amount of sugars circulating because now you empty the gut. An empty gut is what you want. Most people, from the day you're born to the day you die, everyone's gut is full of food, right? And is it full of fat or full of plants and protein?
Well, we're
Plants and
told to eat
protein.
plants and protein like 3 to 6 times a day. So
Highly deadly for humanity. Single most deadly thing we do. Because it fills the gut. You're always digesting. The microbes love you. It's a microbrewery. What do they make inside you?
alcohol.
Alcohol.
That's right.
22 days fasting for Dr. Nelson. I'm gonna have to do a month.
You guys will get up to 40 very soon. Very, very soon. Okay.
Next question.
We got no more questions yet. We got no more
Well, there's
questions.
some comments in there.
There are some comments in here. Let's see. What's this one say? I've added cottage cheese as a new protein and collagen source to build muscle back after fasting too much in the very beginning. Losing at least 20 pounds of muscle. How do people figure out they're losing the 20 pounds of muscle?
They're not. No way. No way. No way. You lose fat, not muscle, until you're emaciated, and then you're on your downward spiral. Again, there's there's fat everywhere. Our problem is not losing muscle. The best way to build muscle, Dr. Nelson?
Resistance training. Lift everything.
Robbie is asking if cottage cheese is a bad idea if he has autoimmune disease. I think dairy is not a good idea if you have autoimmune disease.
And what's cottage cheese made from?
Fermented cheese?
It's low fat.
Oh, it's low fat.
It's low fat.
Yeah.
And remember, milk from a breast is for a baby. After that, it's meat from the bone. That's humanity. And what other animal cooks their food and goes for low fat and wants to be skinny?
None.
None. How
Carnivore
many
cash?
trillions of dollars are spent trying to be skinny? And what's happening to all of us trying to be skinny? We're getting what?
Fat
Sicker and sicker.
I will say with carnivore, after I lost 60 pounds initially, and then I kind of stuck like stagnant a little bit. But I feel like when I was gaining and whatnot, that 5 pounds back, it like wasn't the same on my body. Like it didn't look bad. So
that's right.
Well, what other animals looking around saying, "Oh, you look bad"? Judge not, lest ye be judged. Remember, as you look and see, it's not what you see, it's what you think you see.
Hit it, Alia.
Go ahead.
Wait, I
hit
want to
it.
ask this.
Just hit it.
Okay, well.
Does the gut make methane? Yes, methanogenic microbes. Is methane good for us? No.
Meet Melon in Hawaii. Meet Mel in Hawaii. Congratulations. Please email me shirt sized address and whatnot.
Alia
at drkiltz.com. There we go. It says it right here.
Erin,
why doesn't it say it?
Erin, where can people find you?
They can find me at Carnivore and Chic. Carnivore and Chic, just all lowercase. And I just try to make carnivore fun and post what I eat and what I'm doing and what's at the farm.
What's your intention in sharing?
I just wanted to kind of make it less intimidating. I think I mentioned earlier that when I was introduced to carnivore, it just seemed kind of like this super masculine diet. Like, you know, you see the gym bros and everything. I just kind of wanted to like make a little space where it's okay to like eat meat from a cute plate and like, you know, have your cute little butter bell and whatnot. So that's kind of the vibe there, but everybody is welcome. I do think most of my followers are females though. So just kind of like a fun little girly space for carnivore.
And
Or they can't see you.
we appreciate you being here today. Dr. Nelson, any finishing words or next places to be?
No, except today we're having a special guest. Those who are taking the class are gonna you're in for a treat. And tomorrow we'll be here again, 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. Tomorrow.
And how do people go on to sign up for the carnivore course?
DrKills.com.
And we're going to be having it recorded so everyone can get on it at any time, any place around the globe. So you don't
That's
have
right.
to wait months to get it. You can get it right away. So thank you, Dr. Nelson. Thank you, Ollie. And Erin, you're amazing. We appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, sweetie. And thank you to the Mighty Tribe, all for free, by the way, to sign up. And also thank you to my Instagram brothers and sisters around the globe. See y'all.
Goodbye. See you all tomorrow.
Have a good
Goodbye,
day.
everyone.
Have a